Welcome to this Thursday live, and I am making a raw broccoli carrot raisin salad. I don't know about you, but a lot of my inspiration for my recipes come from the foods that I loved when I was a kid, and my mom was such an amazing cook. She had the most wonderful food, but not necessarily using the most nourishing ingredients that I've come to learn are better for us. And so I love to take those old classic recipes like a broccoli raisin salad and to translate them into something that's just a little bit more nourishing, has a little bit more or a lot more of the superfoods that help us to stay healthy and nourished and strong. And so today I'm going to show you some tricks that I've made or done to create a healthier version of this classic salad. So welcome to my Thursday Live. My name's Elizabeth Smithson, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here at the stove. So I have my sunflower seeds, and I've got them toasting on the stove. Let me see if I can get this down here a little bit and show you a little better. So one of the tricks that I've done is instead of using bacon, I have added some liquid smoke. Let me grab it out and I'll show it to you. So this is the liquid smoke, and I just added about half a teaspoon of liquid smoke to my sunflower seeds. I let it soak for just a minute, and then I started toasting it on the stove. It just gives it that wonderful crunch, and it gives it a great kind of smoky flavor, which is going to be a wonderful substitute for bacon, so we don't get all that saturated fat and animal protein in our salad. So these are just about ready. They are starting to look golden. Can you see that? They're looking golden, and they have a nice crunch to them. All right, I'm just going to turn the stove off, and let's bring you over here, and we'll add those in just a minute. Let's put you over here. And I thought about just making a quick dressing today, but the thing is I actually need to make my salad base. I'm out of my salad base. Like I said, I've been super busy the last couple of days, and so today was my day to make the salad base, and I haven't even had time to do that yet. And I thought, well, I need to make a salad and a dressing, so let's put it all together. Let's make this quick and easy, fabulous salad that will be nourishing and easy to make. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna start, of course, with raw broccoli. Cooked broccoli, frozen broccoli, steamed broccoli is not gonna work in this. It really is going to need that crunch from the raw broccoli. So I like to just take off the very end of the broccoli. These have already been washed. And I just barely take off the end and throw that away. And the rest of it, I'm gonna chop up into small, tiny, bite-sized pieces. And even the stem, I'm going to cut and dice those into little pieces too. We wanna use all of this fabulous broccoli and get as much of it in as we can. I don't want to just cut off the whole stem and throw it away. I like to use as much of the stem as possible. So if the stem looks a little bit brown or if it's harder on the outside, feel free to just kind of cut down the edges of the outside of the stem, and you can toss that part, and the inside is perfectly good. Tastes amazing. So I'm just going to dice that, and I'm going to throw it in my bowl. Here, let's put our bowl up here closer. All right, so broccoli florets, you can buy them already chopped up and ready to go, but they tend to be a little bit bigger even when you buy the bagged of chopped broccoli. So I still recommend, and you can just pinch off when you get towards the end of the floret. You can just pinch. Oh, I've got a few I've got a few little bugs with this one. So I rinsed this off, but this is an organic broccoli, and I want to make sure I don't have any of those little bugs in my salad. Thank you very much. More protein, right? Okay, so we're just going to cut up 2 heads of broccoli and their stems and dice those up so they're in nice small bite-sized pieces. All right, and I probably won't do both heads right now just to save some time on the video, but just know that the recipe, which is in the comments, or not, sorry, in the description of my live, I have already posted the recipe. So this is going to be 2 heads of broccoli, and just chopping up that broccoli. Okay, and I'll save that other head for just a minute. All right, so I already had some shredded carrots. Sometimes I am so busy that I don't bother to get out. You can get out your shredder and you can shred up a carrot, but sometimes I just go ahead and buy the shredded carrots, but they tend to be a little bit long. And so I'm gonna take, so the recipe calls for about a cup of shredded carrot. This is a little more than a cup, about a cup, big handful, but I'm just going to take my knife and go carefully through. They like to pop all over the place. I'm just gonna go through it just a little bit to cut up some of those long pieces. This, can you hear it crunch? It's gonna make a fabulous color and crunch. You know, carrot adds more than just great color to the salad, but you're adding the beta carotene, you're adding the amazing fiber and nutrients in the carrots that are so incredibly good for us. That orange color is, that carotenoid color is so healthy for us, for our heart health, and for many purposes. Okay, so like I said, you could take the radishes and you can use a what's it called, a shredder, and you can do that. But I'm gonna just cut these in half, and I'm gonna show you how quickly I'm gonna quarter them, and then I'm just gonna do a quick dice on them. And of course, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I learned this from one of the cooking shows years ago. But whenever you have like mushrooms or anything round, tomatoes or radishes, especially when it's hard like this, cut it so that the flat side is down on your, don't try to cut it while it's still round and still trying to cut it, because you can tend to cut yourself more easily. So go ahead and just cut it and put that flat side down on your cutting board, and then you can really easily dice right through it. All right, so we're gonna add about a half a cup of shredded or diced radishes. Did you know radish is a cruciferous vegetable, just like broccoli and cauliflower and kale? That's what gives it that bite, that almost spiciness. Quick, just rough chop, slice on these radishes. Cruciferous vegetables, what happens when you chew them, dice them, chop them up, shred them, what happens is when you open the cells of the cruciferous vegetables, it combines with another compound to make what's called isocyanates and some other wonderful chemical compounds. And these actually are what causes them to be so health promoting, especially cancer prevention. So it's so important for us to eat a little bit of raw and a little bit of cooked cruciferous vegetables every day. That's why my salad base always has radishes and cauliflower and those I'll have purple cabbage, I'll have green cabbage and the radishes, and sometimes I'll even add a little bit of the kale to my salad base. Okay, that was easy. So now the next thing we're gonna add are the dark red kidney beans. Look how gorgeously dark these are. This is gonna be our protein. Red kidney beans are actually one of the highest protein beans and high in fiber. So these are a fabulous protein source. Of course, your broccoli is gonna have lots and lots of protein as well. Did you know that broccoli has more protein per calorie than steak? I know, but so you have 100 calories of steak and it's only about this much steak, but 100 calories of broccoli is like this bowl overflowing. So you can eat a ton of broccoli and fill yourself up with all that fiber and phytonutrients and vitamins and minerals, and with very, very few calories. And so we're gonna add protein through our green vegetables and through beans. So beans also have an amazing ability to help the body not absorb glucose. So if you are diabetic, these are your best friend. If you have problems with insulin sensitivity, if you're worried about diabetes, anytime you're eating any kinds of carbohydrates, whether from grains or other vegetables or fruits, when you eat beans with your other carbohydrates, the beans block the absorption of the glucose, and so you have less glucose in your blood. It's very cool. So I've rinsed these, drained them, rinsed them, and we're ready now to add those to the salad. So next we're going to add our currants. So these are some dried currants, and mine were a little bit dry. So what I did was I just soaked them in the water that I made the dressing with. And that water becomes super sweet and it makes the dressing all the more tasty. So I even recommend it, even if your raisins or your currants aren't that dry, maybe soak them for a few minutes. It softens them nicely. It makes that water super yummy, and it will make your dressing all the better. So we're gonna add 1/3 of a cup of currants, dried currants. Currants are actually higher in antioxidants than even raisins are. And I love golden raisins, I love regular raisins, I love dried fruit, but I'm super careful not to add too many to my salads and to my meals because they are very calorie dense. So we want the nutrition, but we don't want excess calories. All right, red onion. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember. Who remembers? Somebody tell me if you remember. What is the compound in onion that I've talked about before? Do you remember when you cut up an onion and it makes you tear up, or you smell it? Oh, I can smell it already. That pungent smell and the aroma and the whatever is released from the onion when you chop it. It is called organosulfur compounds. Okay, those compounds, when you chop an onion that's raw, it has to be raw. When you chop, blend, chew, pulverize an onion and it releases all those compounds, those organosulfur compounds are incredibly cancer preventive. Amazing. So what I'm gonna do, if you can see this, I'm going to cut it as small as I can, dice it and chop it as small as I can, and then add it to my salad. Adding really big chunks are still good for us. You're still getting nutrients, you're still getting fiber, but you're not getting as many of those organosulfur compounds as you would if you super chop or dice up your onion. So I'm going to cut it both ways, and then we're gonna slice it this way. And it's gonna make super small pieces of onion for our salad. You know, not very many people, I should say. Maybe some do. My grandmother loved onions. Oh my gosh, she would eat Vidalia onions like they were apples. That's a fun memory. Anyway, not many people love to bite into a big, huge chunk of onion. They like it to be a little bit of an extra flavor that enhances it, but it's not gonna overpower the bite in their mouth. So let's make sure that we've diced up our onion nice and small to release all of those compounds. Okay, all right, I'm gonna just throw that into our salad. All right. Oh, so many pretty colors. I am so excited to have this for lunch today. Can you see all the colors? It's looking gorgeous. Can't see the broccoli anymore, I buried it. Okay, so what's next? All right, we have our broccoli, we have our carrots, we have our kidney beans, our shredded or diced radishes, our currants, onion. Now I'm gonna go grab those sunflower seeds that we already toasted on the stove. If you're just joining me, we started this live with toasting our sunflower seeds that I had soaked just a little bit in some liquid smoke. So it's just a half a teaspoon of liquid smoke, and this is 2 tablespoons of the raw sunflower seeds. And I don't want to get them black. I don't want to get them to overcook them. I'm just going to lightly toast them on the stove so that they have a nice crunch, and that little bit of liquid smoke is going to help mimic what used to be bacon in my mom's salad. Yum. Okay, there's that. All right, the last thing we're gonna do is add our dressing. And to save time today, I went ahead and made this dressing. So let me tell you what's in it. I just used my little bullet blender and it blended it up so nicely. It's nice and smooth. So I don't know about you, but I love Russian dressing. But Russian dressing has a lot of oil in it. And so I try to kind of mimic the Russian dressing just a little bit without having all of that processed oils. And so this is a creamy tomato base. Instead of using mayonnaise, we're gonna use hemp seeds, which is so incredibly healthy for us. High in protein and high in omega-3s. It is a fabulous, fabulous substitute for oils. And it actually has more minerals and nutrients than cashews. A lot of times you'll find people use cashews to cream things, and I've turned to using hemp seeds instead. And you can't even tell the difference. It's still creamy and fabulous. Seeds are gonna be just a little bit healthier for us and better for us than nuts are, except the only exception to that would be walnuts. So, okay, doing too much teaching today. Sorry about that. I'm going to pour this whole thing on our salad. It has 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Now, tomato is full of lycopene. It's a carotenoid, which is incredibly beneficial to us. And you want to make sure that you are eating tomatoes every day in some form. And especially, you want to try to get it if it's a cooked. The longer you cook tomatoes, the more it releases those carotenoids, those lycopene. And it is so, so good for us. Okay, here we go. Taste that. Oh, yum. Okay, let's see, what did I miss? A 1/4 cup of water, so I used the water from my soaked currants, and then I did add some black pepper already, but I'm just gonna sprinkle some more black pepper on this whole salad because I love black pepper. All right, move this out of the way. And remember, I didn't add yet the other head of broccoli because I was just trying to save time. But this recipe has 2 heads of broccoli in it, and this salad is what I would call for 2 people. And I'll show you how I'm going to serve this up in just a second. Let's stir it up and get all of that dressing incorporated with that broccoli. Look at all those yummy colors. Ah, so So pretty. Oh, I loved this salad when I was a kid. I loved the crunch from the broccoli and the carrots, and I loved the mixture of flavors. Oh, the other thing I forgot to add in the recipe was for the dressing is I also added a half a teaspoon of onion powder. That really helps the dressing to be super yummy as well, and a little bit more like that Russian dressing. The other thing that Russian dressing normally has in it is Worcestershire sauce, Worcester sauce, or however you want to say it. A lot of times that sauce, the Worcestershire sauce is not vegan. So you want to make sure if you're trying to stay away from animal products, make sure that you are looking at the label and try to find one that is a vegan one. All right, there we go. I think we are all mixed up. And like I said, this will be much more green when I get that other broccoli into here. But look how pretty that is. Actually, you know, that is almost really good just the way it is, isn't it? And I'm gonna serve this over an entire head of romaine lettuce. And so for my salad today, I'm just gonna put it on this romaine lettuce, and it's gonna roll all over the counter. There we go. There's half the salad. Doesn't that look good? Get this. There's lunch. I hope you guys have a fabulous, nourished day. Let me know if you try this salad and what you think of it.